Family and friends, welcome to another episode of Soul Talk. Today I want to talk about the professional relationships in our lives. Make no mistake, they comprise of some of the most essential in the human experience. From employer-employee relationships to our interactions with our mail delivery personnel, for example, flight attendants, doctors and nurses, and your favorite restaurant hosts, they all share an exchange in some form that requires the same basic values: gratitude, social acceptance, validation, courtesy, and respect, to name the most obvious, all in the name of promoting a social experience designed to elevate the best of humanity. One of the most important of these is the relationship between employee and employers. An employee's supervising manager, in most cases, will have to develop bonds of trust and accountability in order to promote a more fulfilling and productive work experience. Now, these qualities in a workplace can only exist when, once again, effective and clear communication is being conducted. How does this very important relationship begin to do such a thing? Well, whatever business that is being conducted has had a genesis derived from a passion for said business. The vision set forth by the owners is one of success and, most importantly, 100% customer satisfaction. As a potential employee, one must align themselves with a career that meets, at minimum, the same views of success as the owners. This is where the communication begins. See, the hiring process is really two interviews in one. Employer interviews the employee, as should the employee interview the employer. There should always be a mutual agreement moving forward on the goals of the company and the future role of the employee. See, time and money are the two most precious commodities at that time for both parties. In an honest scenario, neither one can afford to mislead each other. However, it is unfortunate that reality in many cases has both employer and employee untrustworthy with the prospect of working together. Now, why is that? Again, at the core of this problem, I believe it is the lack of effective communication. And this practice of poor communication begins at the grade school level, where students and parents of students fall victim to bad communication initially. See, everyone falls into a poor state of expression and, at best, mediocre forms of communicating, especially when doing something they don't like to do. See, it's safe to say that going to school and sending kids to school have become rudimentary in our society to the point of not being favorable. Although essential, striving to communicate about school effectively is not as popular as, say, the latest fashion trend or some sports game. So, from elementary, I've discovered we as society develop poor communicating skills, especially in regards to subject matter that simply becomes mundane in actions. All why it is so important to strive for clear communication regardless of the situation, because the alternative has led to very little trust in human interaction. Employee-employer relationships, among others, I believe, have suffered most as a result. This is why applying for a job needs to be more than just about the money. It has to be something you like to do, if possible, that you love to do. This way, the vision set forth by the company can truly be shared by all involved. Trust me on this. I've had the opportunity of interviewing several hundred candidates over the years as I traverse through the traditional workplace. I know exactly what an employer is looking for every time. Now, besides the obvious credentials, there has to be evidence of a deep-rooted interest for the job applying. And if we see true passion, that's when, as an employer, we get truly excited. A seasoned interviewer can tell on the very first impression, and it has nothing to do with racial, educational, or class profiling. It has to do with 100% attitude. It shows in how one carries themselves, how they speak, and no doubt in how they think. There's nothing that affects the bottom line more than return customers. So ensuring customer satisfaction is as crucial as the product or service being offered. Without one or the other, there will simply be no business. An inherent problem arises with the general size of a company or organization to genuinely communicate effectively and train consistently this very concept, and remains a challenge to this day. Now, from the perspective of a customer, which we have all experienced, you set this very high standard for a return on your investment, and you hold everyone and everything unapologetically accountable for said product or service. A logical response, considering the mistrust and deceit that society has placed on the exchange of goods and services. There's always someone attempting to take advantage of the situation, and for that, we must stay diligent. However, for those of us who experience being on both sides of the spectrum, we can truly appreciate those instances of genuine customer satisfaction and appreciation. It is one of the greatest values we have as a society, to value that which is given as much as that which is received. A win-win scenario that can only serve to strengthen humanity. Now here's a thought to digest. The next time you're having a wonderful dining experience and your food and service was above and beyond your expectations, think about what had to come together for that to happen. Now take how you feel about the experience and think about how you would express to them your gratitude. Not only in the form of a monetary tip, how would you go about communicating to them your experience? How would you say how you feel? After all is said and done, not only would you leave happy with a full stomach, but you would have also in so many ways contribute to celebrating all that's good in humanity. You see, your genuine expression and communication will uplift spirits, inspire others to achieve even greater experiences, and share love in its purest form, appreciation. The same can be done with every professional relationship we foster, and most importantly, we can encourage it from any position in our lives. As the scriptures mention, do unto others as you would like to be done unto you. Pay it forward, even if the situation doesn't call for it. You may just make someone's day, or even better, encourage better performance, result, or existence. Now, with that said, I hope my perspective on professional relationships inspire you in some way to be the best version of you in any circumstance. I hope you realize how important the roles of these relationships are in society and how they impact humanity on a whole. As by now you see, from my perspective, the importance of love for God, self, family, and significant other to be crucial in knowing what you want in life and how your existence benefits all of humanity. So stay tuned for my next episode, our relationship with the animal kingdom. Until then, may you have a meaningful and purposeful week. God bless.